Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tia. I just want to come in. I had a female that got in touch with me. She's in her later 30s. She has been in a situation where she had grew up with her name. I'm gonna call her Alicia. She had grew up with this guy named Jose that he lived across the street from her. They grew up from when they were littler kids. You know what I'm saying? Young, you know, 2, 3 years old, and their family were good friends, and they all had cookouts together, and they were very close knitted. And she said that they never really liked each other coming through that time. From being little kids to teenagers, high school, college, they just was always cool. She never looked at him any kind of crush way, vice versa. So that's basically what it was, she said. But what happened was, as they then got older now, Jose comes into town to visit his family, and he runs into Alicia, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, how you been? It's been a long time. You married?" She asked him, and he asked her, "You married?" And they both said no, and he basically said, I'm not married." And she said, "Well, do you got any kids?" He said no, and then he asked her, "You got any kids?" No. And she said, "So what are you doing? What happened? What's going on?" He said, "Well, I'm in the Army Reserves, and I have a pretty good career with that, and I travel a lot. I'm out of town a lot, and I'm pretty much, established with my career." She says, "Well, I'm doing good myself. I'm a flight attendant, and I get a chance to travel a lot, and I don't have any kids either." And, they both proceed to ask how each other's siblings are doing, and mother and father, and, what's been going on. And how about, while I'm here, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell my mom and them that I seen you, and I'm going to swing by and say hi to your family, and what's going on with your brothers and sisters. They both are just filling each other in with how the outcome is, because they're in their 30s now, and they laughed and talked, and they exchanged phone numbers. And he said that he was going to swing by her parents' house, and that maybe after that she can go by and holler at his family. And they laughed and talked about it. And then he, as he was in town, he decided, to check out one of the guys that was his best friend's named Michael from childhood too. But that was a different time in his life, I guess, when he was a teenager or whatever. And she never knew Michael. So what he ended up doing was hanging out with Michael. And then he had, a little get together at his mother's house, and he invited Michael and Alicia. And when he invited, them and several other friends, he ended up basically hooking Michael and Alicia up, introducing them to each other. And they end up, starting to see each other, because they both basically lived in the town. She never knew Michael before, but they all were from the same town. He was the only one that was, in the Army. So, he was away. But they hooked up, Michael and Alicia, and everything was going pretty good. And then all of a sudden, Jose, some time passed, a couple of years. Jose came back for another visit, and, he laughed and talked with them and seen that they were still together and that they were growing strong. And, he said that, he started feeling some kind of way. And he said that he ended up calling Alicia and, basically telling her that, I realized, that I feel like I got some type of feelings for you, and I just can't stop thinking about you. And then she was like, "Well, why would you say that when me and Michael are going strong? I love him. We're doing good." He said, "I don't know." He said, "I just never, felt like this about you before, even though we've been around each other since we were kids." He said, "I feel kind of different, and I just wanted to tell you, and I don't want to offend you and Michael, because, I love him like a brother, and me and you grew up together, but I don't know. I just can't get you off my mind." And she says, "Oh, you probably because you still single and we're together, and now you're probably looking at, towards having some type of relationship." He said, "I don't know what it is. I just can't get you off my mind." She says, "Oh, stop messing around." She said, "Next time you come through, all of us will go out to lunch or whatever have you." So they all planned to go out to lunch. It was Alicia, Jose, and Michael. Well, for some reason, Michael wasn't able to show, even though him and Jose end up, hanging out, because he comes, through, he's in this, Army. So they ended up, going to meet out for lunch, and Michael wasn't able to come, so Alicia ended up going by herself, and she met up with Jose, and they started talking. And she said that once they started talking, she realized that he started saying, I care about you, and I can't get you off my mind, and I don't know how to feel or what to do. Michael's like a brother to me." And then she said they started talking, and she said that all of a sudden he started fondling with her fingers, and she was laughing. And they kind of started, bonding right there. And she says, this is not right. We need to, basically chill out. And he said, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. And they kind of pretty much didn't even get into ordering the food because it was getting a little bit out of hand. So they let that go. And then they had an awkward time where they got together again. And at this point, Michael was there. And, they kind of, knew what had happened. It was just a little fiddling around with the fingers, but they knew something was brewing there. So finally, she, while he was still in town, she called him and she said to him, she said, you know what? I realized that I can't get you off my mind, and I don't know what to do because, we had all the time in the world from when we were kids and in our 20s, and we basically never felt this way, and I don't know what to do. And she says that I think with Michael, you remind me so much of him and y'all so much alike that I don't know what to do with this. So, they all hung out a few times. And, like I said, he's in the Army, so he left. And she continued on her relationship with Michael, doing their thing, both of them working and living life. And all of a sudden, she decides to call Jose. And her and Jose started doing a lot of phone calls. And, they was keeping this between them. They started Skyping, and, by her being a flight attendant, she was able to take trips. So she decided to, when she's, near a certain area where he's at, she's going to go and see him. And they basically confessed it, that they want to start trying to see each other, and they want to figure out a way, how to tell Michael. And, they kind of just kept, meeting up here and there. And, she was still with Michael, and this started going on for a while with the Skyping and meeting up, and finally it turned into an intimate situation where, they, got involved sexually, and now she's really feeling it and she wants to be with him and he wants to be with her. So he was saying that you're going to have to make a choice because you and Michael, but me and you want to be together, and we just going to have to break it to him. And she said, but I can't. She said, because I love him, Michael, and I love you too. And I don't want to let neither one of you guys go. And she said, she said, the reason why I probably like him is because you guys are so much alike and I don't know what to do. And he said, but it's not fair to Michael for us to keep doing this, so we need to tell him. And she kept saying, but I don't know, Jose. I don't want to break his heart. I don't want to hurt him. And plus, I love him. I don't love you more than him. I love both of y'all the same, and I don't know what to do. So what they did was they continued this affair for from what she was saying, for about about a good year and a half. And finally, it got to the point the next time he came into town, he started not wanting to be at any of the gatherings because he was upset. Jose, he was uncomfortable because when they were together, her and Michael would fondle and hold hands and stuff. And mind you, they're around all the parents, her parents, Michael's parents, and Jose's parents, keeping up this appearance. And he said that he started getting upset to see her with him and that she needs to make a choice. So I was saying to her, well, what are you going to do? So she was saying she don't know. And I said, well, you got to figure out, how about this, Alicia? Which one do you see yourself having a future with? Which one do you see, the more exciting, better life that you can make a choice? I said, go into anything, far as what y'all can do, far as y'all beliefs, career, sexual, fun. I mean, all the things that make a relationship good. Which one weighs more than the other, meaning that would be more easier for you to make a choice? She said neither, because they're so much alike that I can't make the choice and I don't know what to do. So she's in this bind, and I told her she either has the option of letting the other one know, one or the other know, or breaking the whole thing off where she don't even have to hurt Michael, because her and Jose only know what's going on. None of their parents or family and friends know this. So she can either stop seeing both of them, or either she can tell one or the other, and she said she can't make that choice. So I feel that it would be best for her to leave both of them alone, because she don't want to hurt Michael, and she don't want to leave Michael. She don't want to leave Jose. So leave both of them alone, and hopefully down the line you'll meet another nice guy. And I hope you're practicing safe sex, but this is a messed up situation, and you can't have both, because now Michael's giving you an ultimatum. Before he didn't mind it, but now he's giving you an ultimatum, so you're going to have to make a choice. And this is a messed up situation that you're in, and they probably, are so much alike, and that's what made them best friends, and that's what's making it so hard, because they both are offering you exactly what you want. But if you don't want to be honest with, Michael about it, which you should, I would just leave both of them alone. and end it there, because there's no way that you can start, just say, if you decide you want to, just stop, messing with Michael, and then start seeing Jose, that he wouldn't find out Michael through family, that y'all was seeing each other. And plus, you said you can't make a choice. So you're going to have to leave both of them alone, is how I feel about it. And hopefully you meet another nice guy. I wish you the best of luck. This is a messed up situation, but you do need to stop, because a lot of people are, getting hurt here, and try to move on and find another one guy, instead of, trying to do too many guys, or maybe even not even date for a while. Take some time, give yourself about 6 months to research who you are, how do you get in this predicament, what do you want from a man, what do you want for yourself, and chill out for a while, detox the situation, and don't even bother date. Maybe you'll meet somebody later on, but right now you're kind of mixed up and confused, and you're only human, and you've made a mistake, but it's time to shut it down, sister. I wish you the best of luck. And like I said to everybody that I talk to, I usually share these stories with my YouTubers. If you don't want me to, I won't, but I usually do share, and I will be sharing this. If you don't want me to, just contact me to let me know. I wish you the best of luck. Hold tight, but you can straighten this thing out, okay? Please do. Thank you. And take it easy, and I'm glad that you felt comfortable enough with sharing this with me. And I wish you the best of luck. And whenever you do make a decision, please, let me know, and maybe I can help somebody else out that's in this situation. Take it easy. Bye-bye.